Made with tender beef, potatoes, carrots, and a rich, flavorful broth, this recipe for Instant Pot beef stew delivers a classic in record time. Hi everyone, Kristen here. As someone who suffers from a chronic disease, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't need to be complicated. Today I'm sharing with you another one of my Papa's recipes. You guys have told me you love his recipes, and I agree. He was the king of comfort food. Today, I'm gonna take his beef stew recipe and I've adapted it to make it Instant Pot friendly, and I've upped the flavor a little bit. This is one you're not gonna wanna miss. So let's get cooking. The first thing we're gonna do is hit saute on our Instant Pot. I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of olive oil here, and we're gonna let this heat while we season up our stew meat. For your stew meat, you wanna use about a pound of beef, and you could use a sirloin roast or a chuck roast that you cube yourself. I went ahead and purchased stew meat that was already cubed for me. It was on sale, so it was a lot cheaper and it saved me time. So do what works best for you. We're gonna season our meat here with about a teaspoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of pepper. Now that my Instant Pot's heated, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoned beef right to the inner pot along with one small diced onion. We're gonna saute our meat up here just until it's nice and golden on all sides and our onion starts to soften. And while the beef is sauteing, I have to tell you guys a funny story. So the first time I made this beef stew, I had it in both a 6 and an 8 quart Instant Pot, testing it out, and my son had some friends over. And let me tell you, I didn't even get a bite of the beef stew. Those boys demolished it and were begging for me to make it again, which of course I have many times since. I'm telling you guys, this one, it's a keeper. Okay, the meat looks good here, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. We just want to add the garlic just at the last little bit here that we're sauteing our meat, and just saute it for 30 to 60 seconds, just until it toasts but doesn't burn. Okay, our meat looks good here. And you know the drill. Anytime we saute anything in our Instant Pot, we must deglaze our inner pot to prevent a burn notice. To do this today, I'm adding in about a half a cup of dry red wine. You could use a cab, you could use a Merlot, you could use a blend. I have a blend here today, and if you don't cook with alcohol, you could certainly use a half a cup of beef broth. And then you just want to scrape, 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 move that beef around as you scrape all those brown bits off the bottom of the inner pot to prevent that burn notice from happening. Plus it adds incredible flavor to the stew. We're just going to let our alcohol cook here for just a minute or two, just so that some of that alcohol reduces and evaporates and the flavor really intensifies. All right, this looks good, and so I'm going to hit cancel on my Instant Pot to turn off the saute function. I am also going to add in 3 cups of low sodium beef broth. If you would like a thinner stew, use a total of 4 cups of beef stock. I'm gonna add in 3 cups of baby potatoes that have been cut in half. You can use any potato you like. Yukon Gold, russet potatoes, even red potatoes will work. Just make sure that you cut them into bite-sized pieces and cut them evenly so that they all cook in the same amount of time. I'm also adding in 2 cups of carrots that have been cut into 1-inch chunks. You could use baby carrots cut in half if that's what you have on hand, or whole carrots that you peel and dice like I am today. Just again, make sure that they're all cut evenly so that they cook up evenly. I'm also adding in 1 cup of crushed tomatoes. And now for the ingredient that sets this beef stew above all the rest, prepared horseradish. This is my Papa's secret ingredient in his pot roast, and I use it in so many beef recipes. The horseradish doesn't overwhelm the flavor. Instead, it just kind of brightens up all the flavors, and it really helps to tenderize the meat. It's something you don't want to leave out, but be sure to use prepared horseradish, which is just grated horseradish, salt, and vinegar, not horseradish sauce. And we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of the horseradish. I'm also adding in a half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 bay leaf, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme leaves, and a pinch of salt. We're gonna stir that just to incorporate there. That's it. Pop our lid on our Instant Pot. Make sure our venting knob is pointed towards sealed. And to set the cooking time, you're going to hit manual or pressure cook, not the beef or stew button. You want to control the time and temperature yourself. And we're going to set for 30 minutes on high pressure. Once the cooking time has elapsed, don't do anything for at least 15 minutes. You want your stew to have time to settle down so that you're not spewing hot liquid out your vent knob, and this will ensure that your meat stays nice and tender. After 15-20 minutes, you can open up your Instant Pot. Smells incredible in here, but I'm not done yet. You could certainly be done and dish up this stew right now, but if you would like it a little bit thicker and more traditional, like a stew that you would have made on the stove or in the oven, you want to just thicken it up with a cornstarch slurry. So to do this, we're going to hit saute again on our Instant Pot, and we're going to let our stew come to a bubble. While that's heating, I'm going to mix together my cornstarch slurry by mixing together 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 3 tablespoons of water until dissolved. We're going to add that to the inner pot, and we're going to stir it just for 3 to 4 minutes, just until it thickens slightly here. As I'm stirring, if you come across the bay leaves, go ahead and remove them now. Although at my house we say whoever has one in their bowl is the winner. Winner of what? I don't know, but we say it's good luck. That's looking good here, so I'm gonna hit cancel on my Instant Pot. Now we're ready to dish up our beef stew. Okay, I'm gonna go in for a bite now. No teen boys around to fight me for the beef stew today. So good. The horseradish really just like wakes up my palate, but it's not spicy or overwhelming. It just gives that incredible flavor. That broth is so rich and the meat is fall apart tender, and I can see why those boys devoured it. And for another winning recipe, be sure to check out my next video where I share with you how to make Instant Pot beef and barley. Until then, happy cooking.